In a small desert town, where dust danced with the wind and the sun ruled the sky, there lived a man named Rayyan. He wasn't rich. He wasn't famous. But he carried a dream in his heart, to build a small water well for travelers who crossed the endless sands. Every summer, people passed through that land, thirsty, exhausted, and broken by the heat. Rayyan had seen children faint under the sun and old men whisper prayers for rain. One evening, as he watched a caravan fade into the horizon, he made a promise to himself. One day, I'll dig a well here, a well that never runs dry. But promises are easy. Keeping them is the real journey. Rayyan had no savings, no helpers, just determination. He worked at a small repair shop, fixing broken carts and tools. Every day, he would drop a few coins into a small tin box. Sometimes 1 coin. Sometimes none. People laughed at him. "Do you really think a handful of coins can build a well?" they mocked. Rayyan would smile gently and reply, "Maybe not today, but I'll keep walking." Each evening, after work, he would walk 2 miles into the open desert, to the exact spot where he dreamed the well would stand. There, he would sit on the sand, sketching lines with a stick, planning where the stones would go. As the sun disappeared behind the dunes, his hope glowed quietly inside him. Months became years. His beard turned gray, his hands rough from labor, yet his spirit stayed firm. Then one night, a storm swept across the town. When morning came, Rayyan's shop lay in ruins, the roof broken, tools scattered, the small box of savings gone. Years of effort vanished overnight. He sat on the ground, hands over his face. For the first time in years, tears fell down his cheeks. "Maybe they were right," he whispered. "Maybe this dream is too big for me." That night, he didn't walk to the desert. He didn't look at the sky. He just sat in silence. Days passed in heavy quiet until one afternoon, an old traveler appeared at his broken shop. The man looked weak, his lips dry. Without hesitation, Rayyan offered him the last cup of water he had. The traveler drank slowly and smiled. "I stop in every village," he said, "to remind people, even the smallest step, when taken with patience, can change generations." Then he walked away, fading into the golden heat. Those words stayed in Rayyan's heart, echoing louder than the wind. The smallest step, when taken with patience. That night, he rose again. He took his old lantern and walked back to the desert. The air was cold, the stars bright. He placed the lantern in the sand and whispered, "I will keep walking." Rayyan started again, from nothing. He worked harder than ever before, fixing whatever people brought him. Some paid him, some didn't. But he kept saving. Years passed. And finally, one evening, he had enough. He hired 2 workers, and together they began digging under the blazing sun. Day after day, week after week, the ground resisted them. But Rayyan never gave up. Whenever the workers grew tired, he would say softly, "Just a few inches more." And then, one morning, they heard it, a soft splash. Water. Rayyan fell to his knees. He touched the wet sand, his heart trembling. The water was clear, cold, and alive. He had done it. The dream that once lived only in his heart now shimmered before his eyes. The well became a gift to every traveler who passed through the desert. Children played around it. Families filled their pots and prayed for Rayyan's health. The sound of laughter replaced the silence that once haunted the dunes. Years later, when Rayyan grew too old to walk, he spent every evening by the well, watching the sunset reflect in the water. One day, a young boy asked him, "Uncle, why did you build this? It must have taken so long." Rayyan smiled. "Yes," he said softly, "it took half my life. But I learned something along the way. If you keep walking with patience, even the desert will give you water." When Rayyan passed away, people carved a single line on the stone beside the well. This was built by a man who never stopped walking.